Welcome to Creative Tien channel. Today we want to do another leaf pattern or the leaf motif. And this time is a lacy leaf with a lot of opening, so it will be great for summer or a more girly look. This is not as complicated as it looks, and we are going to work on LK 150 with simple hand manipulation. You can have this stitch on the edge trimming, or it can be in the center. If you want this leaf stitch as edging, it's better to do one row of latch tool cast on. I have a repeat of 9 stitches. You can adjust it, depends on your design. And I like the odd stitch because then there will be a center stitch. I can transfer stitches on both sides to the center stitch. Each pattern repeat is 9 stitches. So I have 3 repeat, 27 stitches plus 1 stitch on each side. So I'm casting on 29 stitches. If you want your pattern to be around the edges, it's better to cast on with a latch tool cast on because it creates a sturdy chain stitch edge. I'm going to start with the latch tool cast on. First I will do a slip knot and place on the first needle. So I insert my latch tool and grab the yarn inside the latch and pull out between the second and third stitch. And again I'll grab the yarn, pull down. You can adjust the tension a little bit. We don't want it too tight or too loose. And it's easier to hold the yarn with your left hand, so you have more control. So for the last stitch, I still make another chain and place the last loop to the last needle. Now we are done with the cast on. Place the yarn in the carriage and knit one row. Now I'm going to place some weight and start my transfer. So the first stitch is an edge stitch, and then we count the next 9 stitches as the first pattern. And I try to find out the center stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the center. And I'm going to transfer the 4th stitch to the 5th stitch and the 6th stitch to the 5th stitch. So there will be 3 stitches on the center needle. And move the empty needle back to A position. And we'll keep repeating that. We know this center stitch is 5th stitch, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we start over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th stitch, the center stitch. So move the 4th stitch to the 5th stitch, and then move the right stitch to the 5th stitch. The empty needle back to the A position, the non-working position. And we'll repeat one more time. That's 5th, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then start over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's the 4th stitch to the 5th, and the 6th stitch back to the 5th. Empty needle back to the A position. Now we are ready to knit one row. That's what it looks like. The next row is very similar. We transfer the stitch that's next to the opening, the hole here. So we are going to transfer 1 stitch out. So that's the 3rd stitch. Move to the 2nd, and the empty needle back to the A position. And on the right side, it's the same. Next to that empty needle, we'll pick up the stitch and transfer outward. So we have 4 empty stitch around the center stitch now. And we'll keep repeating that all the way. You find out the empty stitch. Move one to the left. Empty needle back to A. Move one to the right. Empty needle back to A. The same here. Move one to the left. One stitch to the right. Now you can see we have 4 empty needles in a non-working position. And the center needle is still in a working position. And now we will need 1 row. And you can see the line of the leaves start to form. So we'll repeat one more time. This is the empty needle. Next to that, move 1 stitch out. And the empty needle go back to A non-working position. The same on the right side. Transfer 1 stitch out. Empty needle go back to A. The same for the other 2. And now we need 1 row. Now we are done with the increasing of the leaf shape. I want to keep the same position for a few rows. So let's knit 3 rows. I need 3 rows. You can decide how many rows you want for the center part. If you want it longer, you can need more rows. Now we are going to decrease or close the leaf shape. So first we are going to add 1 stitch back. So move the first empty needle back to B position. And I'm going to transfer the next stitch to the new empty needle. And now this stitch, there's a horizontal bar below, and we pick up the bar and place back to the empty needle. And move all stitches to B position, the working position. And the same on the right side. We want to add a stitch to the first empty needle, so move the empty needle to B position. Transfer the first stitch to the new empty needle and pick up the horizontal bar below and place it back to the empty needle. So we'll repeat that for the other 2 patterns. This is the empty needle. Transfer. And then pick up the bar here. And transfer to the empty needle. And all stitches back to B, the normal working position. 1 more here. Transfer. Pick up the bar. You can push all the B position to D all the way out. It's easier to knit this way. And the others are still in the A, the non-working position. So now we can knit 1 row. So we'll just keep doing it until all the holes are closed. Here, the first empty needle, transfer to the empty needle and pick up the horizontal bar. The same on the right side. Transfer, pick up the horizontal bar. And then knit 1 row. And we do it one more time. There's still 2 empty needles. Now we need 1 row. Now we complete the leaf pattern. We can just knit a few rows, and you can continue doing another repeat if you like. So I will just knit a few rows and take it off the machine. So that's a lacy leaf pattern as an edge trim, or you can have it in the center of your knitting. This is the back side. And you can change the spacing so it space apart more, and you can repeat vertically or you can offset it. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week.